Cześć, witajcie w kolejnym odcinku z serii Call of Juarez, Gunslinger. Tak, co ostatnio była piękna potyczka tutaj. I zdobywamy jakieś karty kolejne. Historyjki w ogóle. Rzeczy do kolekcjonowania. Oczywiście, jak zwykle, zatrzymujemy, czytamy sobie każdą stronę. No i tak dalej, i tak dalej. Dużo tego mamy. Ale dziękujemy Ci za to. Teraz idziemy dalej.
I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air. Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Gdybym wiedział, że to będzie wcześniej, to bym zakończył później.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Epizod 6.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
No, to co teraz będziemy robić? Nazywają mnie łowcą nagród. Mało do którejś wioski idziemy. Lecimy dalej.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one.
Wyścigi groszowe. Dobra, i lecimy dalej.
The Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street. Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition. Oh,
Dawaj, dawaj.
Jesse James, you'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown.
Ło. Ładnie ich pokonaliśmy. Oczywiście amunicja, kasa, bronie. I co dalej? Jakieś okruchy niedaleko. Nie chcę wymieniać tej broni, oddajcie mi. Pięknie, wszyscy trzej padli.
Brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows They had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
Tak, oczywiście każdy dołoży
It was high
swoje
noon.
grosze.
A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of a bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
Dawaj mi wszystko. Zaraz wszyscy zdechniecie. Zdychacie.
He went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Tak,
Then he
dokładnie.
figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
A, tam się mam dostać.
From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild hunter.
We've got company.
Pięknie w główki, nie?
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free.
Dobra, nie mów tyle. Mieliśmy pójść tutaj. Jest do strzelby.
Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Gdzie jest moja złota broń? Gdzie jest moja broń? Dobra. Nie to chciałem.
That Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! You better hide.
Gdzie jest moja broń? Co my tu mamy? Pięknie.
Over there!
Coś nie wyszło mi do unikania. Wyważamy drzwi.
Greaves. What the hell?
Kurde. Coś nie wyszło?
Came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Gdzieś miało być jakieś... O! Ładnie. Idziemy dalej. Niedługo ferie. No niektórzy już zaczęli ferie, co nie?
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Co?
It was early evening, not high noon. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party and Coffeeville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Bezpiecznie niestraszony, nieduży. Ciekawe.
I'd been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those scoopered bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Czekam aż padniesz.
Waste your bullets. Go ahead. Finish it around.
Oj, tarczowy chyba padł. Między oczy, kolejny part. Skupić się i ostrożnie patrzeć, gdzie oni są. O, zegar chodzi, słychać. Ciekawe szczegóły. A, zaraz cię dorwę.
Hey, you got us a hero. Put some holes in him.
Those friends came after me
Ojoj.
like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
Gdzie wy jesteście?
I'm done with you.
Ło. Pięknie między oczy. Jak najwięcej PD zbierać.
I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose it. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married.
Kurde, gdzie oni są? Nic nie widzę.
Bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Dokładnie. Nic specjalnego się nie dzieje. Dobra, co my tu mamy dalej? O! Niedaleko są okruchy życia. Sekrety znalezione. My sobie idziemy na górę. Nic nie ma. Bo po co?
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
A to nic nie zrobiło. Aha.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers, and I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe
Uciekać.
for a long life.
I'm gonna cut you in half.
Ja ci będę strzelał w główkę. I robił przysiady.
I'm gonna tear you apart.
Hop.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Nie. Znowu pojedynek.
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Tak, moja celność spadła. 46 tylko procent. Lecimy dalej. Pozdrawiam wszystkich, których dzisiaj zasypało rano. Tych, którzy mają więcej niż 20 cm śniegu na drodze. Serdeczne pozdrowienia. I pozdrowienia dla tych, którym niedługo będzie padać marznący śnieg. Tak. Dostaję ostrzeżenie teraz pogodowe.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this!
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Ale fajnie. Pięknie. Ojoj. Chyba mi się
It
oberwało.
was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
Czerwona flaga.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Mam tu jeszcze jakieś beczki do wysadzenia? Ciekawe mokradła. Podoba mi się. Aż mi się Left 4 Dead przypomina.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
Aha. Okej.
The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Samokruchy, jakiś sekret znaleziony. Czarny Bart. Nie wiem, gdzie miałem iść. Idziemy tędy.
Except for some son bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm, so I had to face them alone.
Walczący z bliska, tak? Więcej pocisków. Śrucin w pociskach do strzelby zadawają jeszcze większe obrażenia podczas strzelania ze strzelb. Nie, weźmiemy tutaj coś sprawdź. Szybkie przeładowywanie. Nie zdobędziemy maksymalnego poziomu tutaj.
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
Między oczy.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
O kurde. Zaraz zdechnę, no. Tu między oczy. Tu strzelamy. Jeszcze ktoś chce gdzieś oberwać? Ktoś jeszcze tam jest?
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Drabin, strzelba. A bierzemy to. Sobie trochę postrzelamy. Między oczy w ruchomy cel. Tam są.
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Skąd? Kurde, ja was widzę przecież. Co jest? Tam jest. Dobra, zbliżmy się bliżej. Punkciki się tu liczą. Ktoś jeszcze gdzieś żyje? Będę miał spokój.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Nie chcę. Tak, stodoła.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them.
Teraz będziemy podążać za wrogami.
Goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Oh,
Aha. O. Co to było? A tu jeszcze okruchy prawdy mamy blokowane, tak. Jakiś czarny Bart. Tu mamy Daltonowie. Coffee Vial. Niedługo wymieniam sprzęt, więc mam nadzieję, że po wymianie sprzętu będę mógł nagrywać. Nie chrap mi tam. The Forest. To nagram jakiś tam survival.
Steve? Steve?
huh? Oh, no,
I poziom trudności survival, nie? Ten najtrudniejszy.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Strzelaj mu w głowę, no.
They were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Za rozwalanie beczek są punkciki. A ja je będę rozwalał. Nie wiem, czy dobrze idę.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son bitch!
Nie.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. Kansans breed.
Zdechłem. Nie pozwolono mi się ruszyć z miejsca, no. Ajajaj.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son bitch!
Ale dałem A.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. Hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Kurde. Było, oberwałem od bomby.
Somebody kill that son bitch! Bury him in the swamp! Don't let that asshole get away with this! What are you gonna do?
Nie wiem, gdzie wy chowacie się.
You come out and I will.
Tu jest ktoś. Pięknie. Po co rączkę wystawiałeś? Się zbugowałeś trochę, co?
Keep shooting. I don't mind. Face me, you coward! Boy, you are. Death is too good for him. Damn!
Okej. Pięknie, padł od dynamitu. Dobra, przeładujemy sobie.
Show him how to die!
To gdzie jak? Tu jeszcze jest. Oni tak naprawdę... Oni mi się z tłem w ogóle zlewają.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that. That's it for you.
Dobra, postrzelamy trochę z tego jeszcze.
You calm down the thunder. I'm gonna cut you in two. You're gonna have to do better than
A kurde.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Trochę poniszczymy beczek. Będzie ok. Dobra, idziemy dalej. Nie ma co zostawać w tyle. Niszczymy beczki i wszystko, co daje punkty. O nie, będzie walka na mokradłach. To mi się nie podoba.
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Gdzie jeszcze jesteście? Halo, co jest? Mam to rozwalić. Kruchy gdzieś w pobliżu. Sekret znaleziony, jej.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Gdzieś są okruchy.
You bastard! Assholes who can't shoot!
Tu jesteście. Kurde, daj się zabić w końcu.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Dobra. Leci mi te okruchy życia. Tu jest. I ostatni sekrecik, powiedzmy. Kartaczownica Gatlinga. Kawa. Wszystko jest ciekawe, no. Oj. Parastatki. Jeszcze nie skończyło. Co to tam było? Gatlinga coś. Szukamy. Tu jest. Dobra. Skończmy to. Nie, tu nie można. Ty, skubańcu, jak ty się... Skubaniec, jak się kurde kołysze na boki. Coś tu macie dla mnie? Nie. No, będzie tutaj gdzieś pojedynek, coś tak czuję.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit.
Patrzycie bez życia. NPC-ty. Tak, no. Komu to mówisz, co?
But it turned out that they had me.
Take him out! I'm
Ojojoj. Iś się nie udało coś. Nie pozbawieni broni.
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle.
all this.
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you hear
fight.
about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're
What I'm
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think they'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
I jaka piękna jazda. Mamy minigunera. Dobra, pójdziemy teraz tutaj. Patrzę na ślepo. Strzelamy byle gdzie. Piękne PD.
Bob and Grad weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together.
Legendarna broń. Fajnie. Udało nam się 2 poziomy zdobyć.
Side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Ojoj. Aj, nie udało się. Oni na zmianę będą strzelać. Trzeba wyczuć, który wystrzeli. Kurde. Się nie udało. Nie wiem, ta gra jest taka nie z... To nie jest jakby... Poziom w ogóle trudności tego strzelania, nie celowania nie jest dobrze skalibrowany. Ja sobie klikać mogę przycisk strzału i dalej nie. Oberwali, dobra.
A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his 2 brothers.
Przepięknie. Honorowo ich zabijamy. Nie wiem. Chyba na tym polega to.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Oj, oj, smutno mi aż się zrobiło. Bracia umarli. Szkoda. Dobra. Ale dalej już nie ma sensu iść, bo to będzie trwało w nieskończoność. A nie chcę tutaj godzinę przelatywać cały materiał i wychwytywać nieodpowiednie momenty. Chociaż nie mam takiej możliwości jeszcze. Więc na razie niech się to
I've been on
załaduje.
the trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains.
Nie pasuje mi tylko to, że oni gadają, jak ja zatrzymuję grę. Takie nie w porządku trochę. No cóż. Dzięki wielkie za oglądanie. I widzimy się następnym razem za tydzień. Póki ja, mieszkając w pewnym województwie, nie rozpocznie ferii, a rozpoczynam ferię jako ostatni. Niestety. Tak więc do zobaczenia. Trzymajcie się i cześć.